What's it like? Always knowing the truth.
There's nothing mystical about it. I could just tell.
When anyone is lying.
Yeah. I know what you did, you psycho.
You're gonna find Charlie Cale, and you're gonna bring it to me.
You live on the road, right? What's it like? Leave everything behind. Start fresh.
I got wolves on my fender. Oh, I gotta keep moving. Holy. It wasn't an accident. I think there's been a murder. Look out! I have been kind of a death magnet. I'm trying to figure out what happened.
You watch too much Dateline.
I could tell she was lying.
What is it? The woman's intuition?
No, it's not like a tampon commercial, okay? It's a real thing.
Come over with me. Front seat of the trunk. Your choice.
I guess I'm not over the part where you're a human lie detector.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
You ever gamble? Because you can make a killing.
Nah.
Just like a chick in a casino, take my bank before I pay you out. I promises, promises. Check this hand, cause I'm marvelous. Can't beat this poker face.
Oh, I see what you did there. That's
Really?
very witty.
I know.
Oh, the lay of the Lady
I'm here
Gagas.
all week.
I know you're here all week.
I've shocked Quinny that he's frozen in his place.
I love that he's just decided to be like not part of it.
No
excited.
reaction.
Sorry, it's because my internet just pissed off.
Yes, your internet just stalled out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
I'm
pedal
loving
faster.
with my muffin. Got no internet or nothing. Yeah.
dear.
Hi everybody, welcome to the periodic table of the periodic table of awesome.
Yes.
Yes. How are we all? How are you, Jill?
I'm well. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Nice. What about you, Dion? Are you keeping cool in these stupid hot temperatures?
I'm definitely keeping cool in these stupid hot temperatures because I have on my poker face.
Oh,
okay.
I thought you were going to say yeah, AC.
Yeah. I'm doing absolutely fine here. Like, this is actually going to be very funny because Quinny's just stalling in and out of this, which is just amazing. But I'm having a good time. We can't get through this review without mentioning that show. I know, man. Look, it's not like you're in a good metro area within Australia and you could possibly have decent internet.
It's not like I didn't
the fucking
just
greater CBD or anything.
Yeah, not like I actually just put my internet up with the provider to make sure that this wasn't going to be a fucking problem. But you know what?
Well, that's good to know. I mean, you're going to have to go into these negotiations and use your poker face. That's it. That's all I got. We're getting them all out at the moment.
Well, they should pray I don't change the deal any further. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Darth Vader's got the ultimate poker face, doesn't he? Because he just stands there, and every now and again, someone to the left on the table just chokes out and dies, and it's like, well, okay, fine.
That's what I want to see someone at World Series of Poker wearing next. They come in with the cap and the sunglasses and the hoodie up to here. Just come in with a Vader helmet.
Yeah.
Be done with it.
Know that you are absolutely the dumbest looking motherfucker in the room, but that's okay.
Or
I think a prerequisite to be in the World Series of Poker is you are a tool. So.
isn't that where the Daft Punk guys retired to? They just went to those poker tournaments and now they're just like, oh.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a distinct possibility. So what are we talking about? What are we absolutely doing the thing about tonight?
We are talking about Poker Face, but unlike my Google Home that want me to play the fucking Russell Crowe movie called Poker Face.
Oh God, really?
I was about to say the 2022 film Poker Face,
Wow.
or the 2023 TV series of it, 2022 TV series.
Yeah, the series, not the movie.
Right. Let's go with that one.
No thanks, Rusty.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Not into it.
Well, I've done the absolute incorrect homework, so
Oh no!
I don't know how we got this so wrong. I was about to come out with this and be like, "What is gambled in life echoes in eternity." That's what it was, right?
Wow.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Fathered to a murdered cards jock.
No, we're not doing that one. We're doing the
Oh.
Natasha Lyonne one, who's doing the Peter Falk one, who's doing
Who's doing the Angela Lansbury one?
Yeah.
who's doing
I-
the Miss Marple one.
Yes. Yeah. Though I love the phrase that I was reading for this thing, which is it's not a who done it. It's actually it's a how catch 'em.
Yeah, good point.
Which is a phrase that is sort of was originally talked about around Columbo. That it's not necessary. Everybody knows who did it. We know from the start who the bad guy is and everything. It's just about working out how are they going to catch them. And
Midsummer Murders almost got there. You kind of saw the crime at the beginning, but you never saw who did it.
oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
Whereas this, I think it's an interesting sort of exploration in dramatic irony. I was trying to think of the. So this is my university education coming in. Dramatic irony is when the audience knows things that the characters don't. And so you're constantly watching, going, oh no, that's is she going to catch him? Is she? No, he's just behind you. Go.
Right.
So that's what this show is built on. Why are we watching it?
It's fun.
I think just Natasha Lyonne is so iconic.
It's interesting, from
She's
coming.
having a renaissance of sorts. So.
But did she ever really drop off the radar? Yes. Okay. Fine. When's the first time you
maybe when she
remember
was like
seeing Natasha Lyonne? Like it was in American Pie.
I was going to say, help me out. Where should I know Natasha Lyonne from?
I never watched American Pie. The first time I ever saw her was Orange is the New Black.
Yeah,
and,
right.
People were like, how did you never see one of her movies from like the 90s or early 2000s? And I was like, because I don't watch dumb movies.
Yeah. She was in Orange is the New Black. She was in Russian Doll, which was a great TV show, which we touched on. We have touched on in previous shows, but not actually discussed.
Because I've never seen Russian Doll. I know that a lot. I know, right? See, it's just adding to this fucking horrific list of shit that Quinny hasn't seen.
That's all right.
So yeah, okay. So she was in American Pie. She was one of the main leads in that, wasn't she?
No, she was a friend of a friend. Like she was a side lead of it.
Okay.
She wasn't actually. She was always I mean, like it doesn't really. It's not the first thing, and this is one of the things I think is quite funny. Natasha Lyonne falls into that perfect storm of Hollywood of a jobbing working actor who has been acting for decades and pretty much getting role after role after role after role, but hasn't had a mainstream success in that sort of stuff till she hit the Orange is the New Black, and then she's not really transitioning. I can't say she's transitioning into or out of film. She's just working. Like, I mean, what's working a working actor? And if you go back and look at her CV, she's a hardworking actor. She's been, treading the boards, doing as much as she can for that entire time. It's just now, it's like, oh, she's so great. She's fabulous. It's like, yeah, decades of work. You're going to be okay with it eventually.
Yeah, right.
So I'm trying not to be like, oh, she's just come out and isn't it wonderful? It's like, no, she's like, go back, have a look. She's been there. She's been in that system for a long time.
Yeah, I'm just looking down her list of credits, and as you say, she's been working. She's just been working kind of constantly. And sorry, I just realized that she's also in a show with Aquafina. So literally the show Aquafina is Nora from Queens. And I can't help but think of her as being like the white Aquafina. Um, like
They have a similar voice, I
yeah,
guess.
and sort of a similar kind of wry delivery. Yeah, yeah.
Just
That's
1
key.
minute.
Welcome, buddy.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's just that sort of strange thing. I mean, look, I know that she's had the documented issues with either alcohol or substance abuse or any substance abuse problem, but that's everyone, really. It's just the thing is that she's still been working, and now she's just having this thing. Oh, Natasha Lyonne's an amazing actor. You should check her out in this. It's like, yeah, you should. She's a good actor. And in this one, I have to say, the reason I thought, Jill, you mentioned it that you wanted to check out, like, let's talk about Poker Face, and I'm like, sure. You know why? Because it's fun.
Yeah.
It does not have kind of the wry humanitarian stuff of Orange is the New Black, but that was a whole ensemble kind of piece. It's not very much the kind of gritty suburban story somewhat suburban story that was. What was the other one? Russian Doll. Yeah, Russian Doll, that's a kind of more of an adult drama, weird Groundhog Day.
It's a time
kind of
loop
thing.
one, Quinny.
Yeah. I remember the concept. I just never actually.
Imagine if Groundhog Day wasn't really a comedy.
Yeah. Imagine if Groundhog Day was truly depressing.
Yeah.
Right.
Imagine if Groundhog Day was just like, oh my God, this is the worst day of my life, but not the worst day. Yeah.
Right.
But in this one,
so I forgot she was in Glass Onion.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like this series is kind of stemmed from that because it's a Ryan Johnson creation, and I am incessantly obsessed with Ryan Johnson and his obsession with murder mysteries. And as soon as I heard that he was making this series with Natasha Lyonne, I was like, shit, can't wait. And it hasn't disappointed me. It's very enjoyable.
So should we have a synopsis? Find out what it's all about, what Poker Face is about. Dion, can you provide me with some musical accompaniment?
I mean, I can, but it's just a bit of a long intro to go straight into it, because if you go, it's just a bit of a, it's a slow burn, and I didn't want to just get straight out there with Poker Face.
Right.
That's why
that's fine. That's why you're talking over it. That's why you're making sure that there's plenty of lead in before we get to the actual beat.
Waiting for the beat to drop, this is what we're doing now.
Oh, okay, right. Okay. I'm not going to try and sing along to it because that's going to go badly. There we go. Okay. A Mystery of the Week series following Charlie Cale, who has an extraordinary ability to determine when somebody's lying. She hits the road in a Plymouth Barracuda, and with every stop encounters a new cast of characters and strange crimes. She can't help but solve. So, I mean, there are plenty of guest stars, though, from Ellen Barker, Adrian Brody, Louise Guzman, and Chloe Sevigny. It's kind of like, I guess it's an inverted detective series. So, like, it's a How to Catch Him, like Columbo. So, yeah. And so each episode follows Charlie. She tries to solve a mystery. There you go.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. It's bullshit.
Oh my God.
Cool.
I was not ready for that.
No, I wasn't either.
That's key.
Just one more synopsis. Just one more synopsis before I go. No, just one more.
Excuse me.
But why would that be?
One more synopsis.
But why would that be? Like, if you'd already done the synopsis, why would we do it again?
I'm just confused. Help me out here. So, like, if we're doing a synopsis at the start of the show, why are we doing another one in the middle of the show? I don't know.
God.
I'm
Holy shit.
So all I need now is a book of the Princess Bride. And it's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is clearly
Very
too scary
important.
for you. I'm going to have to put the book away. Yes. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yay for shit accent time. I'm very happy that we can help you out through this shit accent good times.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I mean, let's talk about the elephant in the room. It's a bit fucking Columbo, isn't it?
Look, it's super Columbo. If you were to go straight out of the gate and just be like, oh, here's the problems with it. I mean, Look, it ticks a bunch of fun boxes, but it's literally Monster of the Week. If this were Buffy, this would just be Monster of the Week.
Hmm.
Um, if it were, but what it is, it's fun. It's stylish. It has a
Mm.
new villain every week as this person, Charlie, goes on the run away, like because she's gotten in trouble through that's not her fault. Like she's in a position because she got in trouble, and now she's on the run because she tried to get like just do something, but wasn't really her fault. So now she's just running, and it's just trying to evade that across way. And across the country, she meets a whole bunch of down and outs who are committing horrible crimes like every day in America, usually for one of the big three, which is money, sex, or money,
Drugs.
money,
Yeah.
greed. Basically, just going
Um,
across America, watching people get greedy and fucking up. I love that. One of the things I think is good about the show is that at at a point across each of those things, I could look at that and be like, "Oh, they almost got away with that." Like if they
Yeah.
had if this thing had just gone right for them, they would have got away with it. Everyone would have moved on, and it would have just been like, fine, no worries. Those
Yeah.
people, did that. But this is what it is. It's just Natasha Lyonne or Charlie just running around using her God-given skills. And although it's very frustrating to watch it and just be like, just go to a fucking casino. Just go and rip off a bunch of casinos, take the money and fuck off.
Yeah.
She did that in the start and got caught, and that's why she doesn't do it anymore.
I
Yeah.
know, but
You
now
remember
she's
from the first episode.
but now she's on the
Yeah.
run anyway. She had to do it without, wondering about anything. But yeah, look, it's a fun show.
There's probably the little Bart Simpson poster behind the desk that says, "Do not allow this child into your."
Yeah. What I dig about it is how much of a throwback it is. Like the fact that it is so consciously aware of the fact that it's being a TV show from kind of the 80s or 90s or 70s.
Yeah.
Like the titles, the way that it's paced, the whole fucking thing feel like I started watching it and I was like, oh shit, I feel like I'm watching a
Yeah.
show in the 80s. This is
I
amazing.
really love the grainy texture that they put on
Yeah,
Every
on
the
the
day.
whole
filming.
thing.
The
Yeah.
what do you call it? The grading? The
Yeah,
something?
yeah. It's
yeah.
got on the film stock or
Where's
whatever.
our industry?
I know where is the
Where's the
industry?
industry to tell me the terms?
Yes,
I'm pretty-
the tone of the show is great because it is very stylistic. It's Ryan Johnson just doing Ryan Johnson, also having a lot of the power.
I disagree. I don't think it's Ryan Johnson just doing Ryan Johnson. I think it's Ryan Johnson giving a lot of love to something that he really enjoyed.
Sure.
Namely,
No, I mean
like,
he's saying in there, like it has said in interviews, that this is stuff like this is Quantum Leap, this is Incredible Hulk, this is Highway to Heaven, this is all of
Oh,
those
fuck
shows that
yes.
all that kind of stuff is like people going across Middle America getting into it's just the hook. The hook is she's on the run, she runs into people who've done bad things, and then because she's just trying to stay off the radar, and eventually I too got very frustrated about the fact that it's just fucking Columbo. And then you kind of look into it, you go, yeah, but it's fun Columbo.
And
Yeah.
I must admit, I've only watched about 3 episodes so far, and I'm actually really enjoying it. But it was also one of those things I was like, fuck, I'll get around to trying to watch more. But I was reading that there's later in the series where it actually is much more explicitly saying, yes, we know we're like Columbo.
Oh, there's an episode where there are characters in a nursing home called the Jessicas because all they do is watch Murder, She Wrote. And then try to guess the killer before Jessica does.
That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what this whole thing is. It's a bunch of I feel like Ryan Johnson pitched this amazingly by just going, look, I want to do this show. It's only going to be 10 episodes, but I have a bunch of people who are friends of mine who are all film actors, and I can get them to come in and just join on for scale because we want to have a bit of fun. And that's kind of what everything is. And the fun part about it is, I think when being offered it as to the actors or the characters, is you just come in and say, look, we're doing a midtown, like a speedway kind of middle America stupid one, or like Jill said, there's there's one set in a nursing home, and we need people doing that one. Like, you just get to play a character that has no rules, and you can be however you want to be. I actually haven't gotten up to the one with Nick Nolte in it yet, but I'm desperate to figure out whether or not it's good.
That was
I-
a good one.
Yeah,
I
And
just hope
like,
that Nick
who's
Nolte
got
is
the
being...
worst voice? Like,
yeah.
Because we all know that Nick
oh yeah, it was like watching two 5-pack-a-day smokers having a conversation for a whole episode.
I'll make a gamma-powered poodle.
God.
Yes.
Fucking Nick Nolte in that
Hulk.
Incredible Hulk.
Ang Lee's Hulk.
But then also Ron Perlman in there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like as soon as I heard the phone call, I was like, "That's fucking Ron Perlman." Okay. And I love that. Yeah, it's basically just, guest star of the week, and somebody that you go, "Oh, it's that guy. I like that guy." And then how's the murder going to happen? Is it? And because it's presented to you pretty much straight up. That's how the murder happens.
It's one of those ones where I really like the fact that it was something that I could watch one a week of and be okay with it.
Yes.
Like it's not a bingeable, all like dovetailed series, or it didn't get to that. Like, it could do. There is a narrative that's running along that's probably going to end up at the end. And I haven't watched all of it yet, but I want to. It's fine to watch once a week. And that's somewhat difficult these days, or it becomes big event television. Like, I'm not really interested in watching something like this that is like huge event TV. Every episode is a masterpiece. This is just like, oh, this is fun. I want to watch that. I want to be entertained. Kind of the purpose.
I mean, when you
of that.
compare it to The Last of Us, which is running simultaneously at the other end of the week, it's like, yes, I must tune in for this one. But then when you get to the end of the week, it's kind of like, oh, I'm just going to chill out. I'm just going to watch Charlie solve another murder.
Yeah.
What is it? It's
And
like,
it's going to be gentle.
Yeah, it's like a Friday night
Somewhat.
TV show.
Yeah.
Sit down and we're like, how's this hobo Columbo going to solve this one? Because she doesn't have a house, she lives out of a car.
Yep.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed that too, that in that first episode, she's very clear of the fact that this is a choice.
Yeah.
She's been a millionaire. She's had money. And I think there's a line, something about like, the only difference between having money and not having money is like the amount of problems get bigger. Like, now I've got problems, but they're small problems. And I don't have to worry about them. And you're like, fair enough. Her life in the trailer park doesn't look that bad. I mean, it does look a bit trailer park.
Yeah, it does, dude. That's not something to aspire to. I don't want to live in an Arizona, a New Mexico fucking trailer park and drink beer constantly and live next to people with problems. I wouldn't mind air conditioning. Or clean clothes. It's very romanticized.
There's a visceral feeling in this show that I feel like she would smell.
Oh yeah. I feel like we've all known or all met someone that's a little bit like that we've come across in our lives, and sometimes you would meet them and be like, "Wow, where did you wake up today?" Is the question you want to ask them. And I feel like
there's people that get on my train on the way to work that smell like that.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a hobo to smell, I'm afraid.
No.
What was that internet meme that came out, which is like, men have no problem with just a picture of a apartment with a chair and a TV, and that's it.
A mattress on the floor.
But I mean, that's just doing Columbo. Columbo looked like a hobo who was an investigator. It's like, mind is sharp as a tack, but like, terrible issues there.
That is something I do like about her, is the fact that she is constantly subverting expectation, because you look at her and she looks like a redneck.
She is a redneck.
She is a redneck. I mean, she's wearing the trucker cap. She's wearing a booty shorts.
She's wearing a bunch of found fashion. Let's just say that. She's picked up all of her outfits from the Goodwill store on the way to the next place when she's on the run. And that's okay.
Likely,
You can live like that if you want.
But also, she's not only that, but she's also incredibly smart. And she's interested in the world. And I like that the people near her clearly, if that's something uncomfortable for them. Like in that first episode, her best friend's like, "Why are you always doing that?" And she's like, "What? Like reading the news." Why do you want to know what's going on in the world? Like, yeah, okay.
Different strokes there, Quinny. Different strokes.
She's
Well,
also
and
incredibly emotionally intelligent and connect with people really well.
mm,
Because every episode you find her in a new town and she's somehow managed to like ingratiate herself with people very quickly there. She's much a people person too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and usually not an immediately comfortable relationship. Like sometimes it could be like, I don't think you like me,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna ask you questions anyway.
It's a lovely thing. Um, the question I want to ask is, did it get stale at all for? Oh well, Quinny, you're only on the start end. You're on the ramping up towards this one, aren't you? You haven't got
Mm.
enough through. But Jill, do you feel it got stale? I know that you've kept up to date with it.
There might okay. There was an episode, the nursing home episode, where the
Mm-hmm.
action direction was weird. I
Okay.
don't know who put their name down for claiming ownership of the directing of that episode, but it was a bit janky and that kind of threw me out because I'm like, this is weird. I can tell that it's just stunt actors because they're cutting away so much and you're only getting shots of the backs of heads and it was bizarre. But
Well, that
I
one
think
that was
it was
directed by a man called Lucky McKee. Uh,
lucky you still got a job. I
Lucky
don't know.
McKee.
Oh,
I don't know about that.
But
He's
there
known for
was a point midway through where somebody on Facebook pointed out that it's the same thing every week, and I was like, yeah.
That's the point of it, though.
But then the next episode, I was like, fuck that. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. It is the same thing every week. I'm like, Diagnosis Murder was the same thing every week. Midsummer
Yeah.
Murders is the same thing every week. I just
House,
love that
same
shit.
thing every fucking week.
Absolutely.
Like, and this is the thing. Like, as children of the '80s and '90s, sorry,
Exactly. Procedural TV was what we were fed on.
this is fucking soul food. This is comfort
Yes.
food. This is Knight Rider and Murder She Wrote and fucking
Yeah.
everything that we'd come home and watch on Friday night. Magnum PI, same fucking thing every week.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
structured and safe as fuck.
Maybe sometimes, like I do remember occasionally there would be like TV night where we were allowed to eat dinner in front of the TV because there was something on, you know, and it was always something
Yeah.
midweek.
Family viewing.
Yeah, like usually it was like you have to eat dinner at the dinner table. It's like, yeah, okay, fair enough. I hate that, but we're going to do that fine. But it, like allowed to do that. So go, oh, this is on. I was like, okay, fine, you can watch it and eat dinner.
Yeah. Like I always remember Friday nights because quite often we would go down to the local RSL in the tiny little town that we were in. And I use the term town advisedly. Technically, it was a village.
But it
and
still had a
go down
result.
to, yeah, oh yeah. And we'd go down and we'd get a counter meal, which is, you know, what you think of as a counter meal. No, these counter meals were made by the local women's auxiliary.
Right.
Oh, so it wasn't even a bistro.
No.
Is that where they
no.
counted out how many chips you got per plate?
Absolutely. And it was Aunt Marge who was counting your chips.
Oh dear.
Wow.
And yeah, and I always remember being there and watching like Airwolf or you know, fucking Knight Rider or A-Team on the TV in the club because that was Friday nights. And but other nights of the week was Murder She Wrote night or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with episode monster of the week, problem of the week, if your hook is good enough.
Yeah.
And I feel like the hook here is good enough. But
Yeah.
also if your actor is good enough. And I think she is. Oh, Dion.
Well, let me just ask the question here. Do you think it's like I think she's like Natasha Lyonne's doing a great job and she's doing a fine thing with the info that she's been given. It's like you're doing Columbo, this is what this is. It's like this kind of stuff. That's what we would want to do. But she's literally doing. It feels like she's not really bringing too much new to that role. She's just doing the same kind of thing. And I think that it also rests a lot on the guest stars, like the people that are coming in to do it, and that is very hit and miss. and it is somewhat good and somewhat bad sometimes. And sometimes there's people in there who are not actors because they're actual musicians. One episode in particular, like the one about the rock band Jill.
Hmm.
Yeah, that one. There's a dude in there. He's not an actor. He's a musician, and he acts like a musician. And that's just kind of
Right.
where some of that failing sort of stuff comes to. Like it's fun. Everyone's trying to have fun with it, but sometimes in order to make that hook work really well, you've got to be like Charlie. You've got to be really personable. You've got to be able to get and make a connection straight away, and you've got to be able to make people give a shit about you. And a lot of the times, I felt um, there's always one or two character actors in there that I just go, oh, you haven't spent enough time on that, or I don't care enough, which makes it, does it make it terrible? No, it doesn't, but it doesn't give the rest of the cast a lot to work with.
Okay.
And that's how I kind of sort of
Interesting.
felt with it. I was like, oh, Poker Face is this new thing. Oh, great. I'm going to watch it. I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is fun. This is hip. Like, there's a great scene where she punches out a guy in a Krampus costume and becomes famous on TikTok for that. Like, I know, right? Like, it sounds weird, but it's explained. Like,
course.
this is what I say. There's a lot of weird shit that happens in it, but in terms of how it's explained about how that situation came out, you go, oh no, that's fine. You don't have to make a lot of logic leaps in it.
I was very happy when we saw John Ratzenberger show up, because anytime he shows up, I'm like, oh, it's that guy. He's the voice from the Toy Story movies. Yay!
Yeah.
I know he's done a lot of other stuff. He was in Cheers and everything like that. But as soon as he
Yeah.
talks, all I can think of is the character from the Toy Story movies.
Oh, okay.
Dude, how did you feel about the like side Netflix kind of spin in like into it, where the guy who makes barbecue brisket watches Okja, and then becomes
Oh
vegan?
yes.
Like, I was just kind of like, that's quite current and funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also wild that you're just like on a different network. Just like,
Yeah.
sure. All right.
Cool.
Korean directors are hot right now. Okay, let's go for it. Yeah, what are we doing?
I do like that it is also still modern. Like it feels like a show from a long time ago, but the mysteries, the murders are still modern enough that you're like, oh, okay, right. So they're still, able to use phones. They can still track people.
Yeah.
Because I think it'd be, I could almost imagine them having done this as a period piece.
Mm-hmm.
Like set in the late 70s, early 80s or something like that, of this chick who can just like knows that people are lying and then travels across America.
Yeah, I think part of the charm of that is that even in the modern century, with all of the use of technology, you still can't get away with this shit because you're always going to trip up.
But
Yeah.
it's so close. And I think that's why it works with all these kind of murder mysteries. Like sometimes people do stuff that's real dumb, but then other times you're like, wow, you're so close there. You could have got away.
Yeah. All you had to be is not a dickhead.
Yeah. All you had to do was just something slightly smarter, or just not be an ass. Or I really like the one. There was an episode which I won't spoil for you, Quinny, but there was one who knew that she had that thing, and he goes out of his way to never answer a direct question to her. Like he knows that she has this ability, so she's asking him questions like around that kind of way, and he never answers that question. He just answers a different question or just makes it non-specific. And it's just kind of like, oh, that's smart. Like, that's
makes
almost
a
get
statement
away
rather
with it.
than answer.
Yeah. It's kind of like, did you murder that guy? It's like, has anyone ever murdered anyone? I don't really know. It's kind of like, shit.
I feel like, I feel like this is one of those ones that could so easily be like she could come up against a politician, and her power would be worth nothing.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, exactly. They
like
never
people
answer a question.
Who never answer a question and who are pathologically never lying. They're always just avoiding the truth some way or another.
Or a psychologist. How does that make you feel then? Yeah. Would it upset you if I did that? Yeah. Does that accusation make you angry?
Like, I
Anyway.
gotta say, like the cast is really great. Like
Yeah.
the guest stars all seem to have a pretty solid thing. I mean, starting with Adrian Brody,
Yeah.
Mhm.
good strong one. And to be honest, I actually thought that Benjamin Bratt was going to be like a single episode character too. But
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the last thing I actually saw him in. Because when I saw his name come up in the credits, I'm like, damn, where have you been since you were married to Julia Roberts? Like, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Um,
Working. He's due for
a bit busy.
he's due for his renaissance. He's going to be like John Travolta. He'll come out and do a Tarantino flick or something, and then he'll be
What has he
back.
been doing?
Oh, I don't
No.
know. Should we do a rating and then go for a quick clipperoonie?
Sure.
Yes,
Sure.
we should.
Want to give it a rating? Do you want to start, Jill, or does Quinny? Do you want to give it a go on the 3 episodes you've seen? Not enough.
Uh, damn it. Jill, you go first because I'm currently
Okay. I'm going to give it a 92.
Oh,
I think it's
wow.
pretty solid. It's an enjoyable weekly watch. There's no crazy stakes that, it's safe. But that's not a bad thing. Not a bad safe. I think everybody's pretty solid in it, and I really like the way that the story unravels and the narrative that we kind of get through Charlie's perspective of seeing it for the first time, even though we know what happened. So, yeah, it's different. I love a good murder mystery.
And you can tell that it's Ryan Johnson enjoying the murder mystery thing.
Yes. Yeah.
And like doing it in a different way. It's not, quite the same as the Knives Out or whatever. It's not.
It's different again,
Mm.
Yeah. It's a different perspective on murder mystery than those two films.
Yeah, but no less fun.
I think I'm going to give it. When I haven't finished the series, am I going to go back and finish it? Yes. So that's the high praise that it needs.
That's a
indeed.
good sign.
Do I want to figure out what happened? Yeah, it was fun. Look, I'm going to give it an. I was going to give it an 85, but I'm going to drop it down to about 75 because I'm taking marks off for things that annoyed me. And 75 is not a bad score. It's not a terrible thing. It's just like,
What sort of things annoyed you?
It just got a little
lay
bit.
it out.
It got a little bit repetitive with the same kind of like. I felt Natasha Lyonne is a very good actor who is now just doing a caricature, and there are sometimes I want it to just be smarter than what it is. And maybe it'll go back up a little bit for a few more points. It tells a lot of really good stories about regular people, and I love a good story about a regular thing. No one is a famous person, rich person, kind of. It's just general stories of people that you would encounter, all trying to do things for justifiable in their brain reasons, but also terrible things. So yeah, maybe it'll go to 80. That sounds better. About 80.
Okay.
I just have to kind of remind myself to watch it, and I don't know why. It's like, oh yeah, I should watch Poker Face, not because I'm expecting something to come out of it. But yeah, it's just kind of you need that little bit of a reminder, and that's kind of that weird thing. It's like I haven't set time aside for it, but I'm quite enjoying it. And is it good? It's solid. And then if you like Natasha Lyonne from this, go back and watch Russian Doll. Totally separate thing, the other way, and then go back and watch Orange Is the New Black. And then, go back and start at the start of her career, and she was 6 years old in Pee Wee's
Okay.
Playhouse.
Sure.
Sure.
I
why
did
not?
read that and I was like, wow, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway.
For me, I it's difficult because I've only watched those 3 episodes. I was enjoying. I enjoy the style and the format, and I really I like each episode is a microcosm of something. First episode is the casino. Second episode, it's the shit podunk, not even a town. It's a truck stop.
Yeah.
And then the third episode is exploring the barbecue and brisket culture. And I having done some of that travel through the southern states of America. Yeah, you kind of do see that, and it really has a particular flavor. And yeah, it's a bit. I'm glad you said Highway to Heaven, Dion, because every time I kind of get this thing, I'm imagining Michael Landon stepping out of his car and there being a problem that he can only fix because he's an angel. Um,
Sure,
so
that's
yeah,
the whole
for me,
point of it, you know.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, look, for me, it's an 80. I think it's an 85. I'm enjoying it. Um, like it doesn't have the big kind of holy shit moments. It's not. Um, yeah, I'm not sure it's water cool. Like they talk about it being water cooler TV, where you would talk about it with people the next day or anything.
Mm.
Um, you know, I literally had somebody knock on my door today to talk about Last of Us. You know,
Which I haven't seen yet, so shut up, Quinny.
I'm not going to say a fucking thing.
We're doing it next week.
But
God damn it.
yeah, you know, that's water cooler TV because people want to talk about it. This I
Yeah.
think is comfort TV. This is um this is my own personal experience of childhood and everything, but this is sitting on a couch with my fold out table eating, you know, whatever the meal, and it's the metal fold out table. Or
I'm so pissed. Those things go for so much money
I
these days.
know.
We had like 9 of them, and I'm just
Never
pissed.
throw out anything.
I'm just
Yep.
pissed.
Yeah.
Yep, so good. They're
Yeah.
so
And
good.
I'm like, no
But
one's
yeah,
ever going to want this
it's
again.
it's
Throw it
that.
out.
Yeah. Okay, so 85 from me. We should have a clip
Sure.
and then we'll come back and we'll talk about spoilers. I don't know whether I need to, you know, go away and not listen to that bit.
Sure.
Who
All
knows?
Weird.
What's weird?
You know, I just bought a few scratchers myself. Didn't win anything, though. It's a fool's path to riches. But I did notice every ticket has a serial number. It's printed right there on the side. And, well, serial numbers are apt to be, they're sequential. That means in order.
I know. So?
So then I remembered that I saw this trucker playing one of those kinds of scratch-offs this morning. It was a gold rush. It was right before I picked up my car, which was right before you bought your ticket. This trucker, he didn't win anything. He threw it away.
You.
I know, but 74363 454. The number on this ticket, it ends in 454. So that means if you really bought your ticket after this guy, well, then your number, it would end with 455 or maybe 56. Yeah, you know, even 57. But it doesn't, right? No. Your ticket number is 450.
Maybe there's a misprint?
Or maybe he didn't buy that ticket at all. Maybe Damien bought that ticket last night, like he did every night. And maybe he brought it up to the roof. Yeah, and maybe when it was just the two of you alone up there, well, he realized he'd won. And maybe you killed him for it.
I didn't do it.
I know you did, motherfucker.
Oh, there you go. Good. A little bit of the good old, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
She got him. She caught him. She found it out. Like, you know, and then rinse repeat, just not in the garage every week.
Yeah.
I should put up a little
Sorry,
spoiler sign, shouldn't I?
Yeah. I've just gone down a weird shopping thing trying to find TV tables.
Oh no.
Great. Probably not good to do that mid-show, but fine, Q.
No, I know. But I'm like,
You do
holy
you,
shit,
buddy. No
That's
worries.
right. There were ones that had like Transformers on them.
I think I had
Oh,
a
yeah.
Transformer one at one stage. I
Yeah,
believe I
TV
did.
tables of the 80s.
Yeah, TV tables of the 80s. I believe I had a Transformer one. And what was not in it was Natasha Lyonne.
No.
We're talking about Poker Face.
Oh, really? Sorry. Okay, I'll come back.
Yeah.
My apologies.
All right, Spoiler Town.
Hmm.
I actually don't think there's too much to spoil because, as we said from the start of this, it spoils itself at the start. It shows you
Yeah,
the murder.
exactly.
And then it goes through, and I think the funniest thing is figuring out how Charlie is involved in the situation.
Hmm.
Yes, that is the fun thing.
Yeah.
Because whilst we do get the unraveling of the murder in the first 5 to 10 minutes, you then find out afterwards that Charlie has been there the whole time.
Yeah,
That's
You'd
kind of
never
the
see her.
That's kind of the funnest bit, and she's always there as a background character that you didn't
Yeah.
expect. And I think that was my most fun, was watching go, hey, where does she come into this? She's got to come in somewhere, and then it's like, oh my god, I didn't expect it to be that.
Yeah.
I didn't expect her to be Merch Girl.
Yeah, Merch Girl.
Yeah. That's the band one. With,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
that was one actually very funny. I was like, oh. I also love that thing after they wrote that song about Merch Girl. She's the shot of her sitting there going, wow, that's just mildly offensive. But yeah,
dear.
there's not much to really complain about or spoil in this, because just like Knives Out, just like Glass Onion, it's kind of showing you its hand in this way, and then going, but the real story is actually the friends you made. I mean, the crimes you deciphered along the way, and all of these actors showing up for it, which is kind of fun.
I have a minor spoiler.
Yeah.
Is that unlike Knives Out and Glass Onion, Jonathan, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, the other triplicate name,
Yes.
actually see his face in an episode. He was in last
Ah.
week's show, which I think was episode 8.
And Dan
He
Castaneda.
finally has his face in a Ryan Johnson creation.
David
So,
Castaneda.
sorry, Dave.
Oh, sorry. No, keep going.
I was going to say, did we not see his face in Brick?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Right.
Oh, and Looper. But I mean,
Right.
like, he had a voice cameo in both Knives Out and Glass Onion.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
yeah,
in
yeah.
Brick, and he's drowning
Face is
slowly.
back.
Yeah.
Aw.
Jesus, we're off the coast. We're headed nowhere.
Ah!
It's just song lyrics ahoy here.
Yeah, absolutely. Song lyrics and vintage TV trays.
Stop trying to drag this back to your fair Transformer
can't help
footage,
it.
Quinny. I know
Like,
everything
there's
is
a Transformers
styled.
one that is $108, and I'm like, that's worth it. Totally worth it.
I also kind of like that fact that you're going, no, it's time for my TV tray dinner. Yay!
Yay!
Again. And actually,
Oh,
no one
so
else would have
sad.
one. You're there, get your own TV tray.
Yeah, they were your way of sitting on the couch with everybody else. It was better than being at the table. Anyway,
Oh, I had the beanbag trays. You know, that sit
oh,
on
the
your
stable
lap.
table.
Yes.
Yes, after the tray tables, then we moved to the stable table. And why the fuck are we talking about this?
Because it's our show. We talk about whatever the hell
Sure.
we want.
This is so true.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
sure. Let's do
Greta
it.
Kangaroo's
Let's
like
go.
TV dinner TV. Yeah, that's where we're at.
Let's just go straight for this. I'm like, all right. So, what thing from the '80s do you want to buy during your TV dinner?
Just to feed your nostalgia monster deep in your heart.
Sure. Yeah. Did you have had the Hungry Man TV dinners that they actually microwaved out there? Because they were terrible.
Oh yeah, the one I remember was Vesta Chow Mein.
Chow
So it
mein.
was-
What a weird fucking concept that was very white.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna call it Chow Mein. It's not even fucking remotely like any
Right,
version of
mince
Chow
and
Mein that's
cabbage
ever been
together.
made by anyone.
Min-
In a
mince, and,
packet.
mince and cabbage together is chow mein. Is it?
Yep.
I don't
Yep,
think
totally.
so, but sure.
Mm-hmm. The joys of the
Joys.
80s.
Joys.
I'm intrigued to know. So, looking ahead for the series, is there a grander arcing plot other than her trying to get away from Benjamin Bratt? Like, we're in spoiler territory. I'm
Yeah.
sort of intrigued.
There is no spoiler. That's what happens at the start of the show, and it's just her running away from him. So, and we haven't seen the last episode. It's not out yet, is it?
It comes out on the
No.
9th.
So in last week's episode, he has caught up with her, but she doesn't know it yet.
Benjamin Bratt or
Yes.
voice
no,
on the
Benjamin
phone?
Bratt.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Benjamin Bratt has caught up with her, but she does not know.
Dun, dun, dun.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
She might be slightly incapacitated at the moment too. So yes, dangerous situation she
Well,
has found herself in once
alcoholism
again.
is a terrible disease, Jill.
I
I haven't
It
seen the
is.
episode you're talking about, but she does
No.
drink and smoke a lot.
Yeah, well, she might have been hit by a car.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
Was she holding a Coors Light at the time?
See, Quinny, you can't
No.
spoil this show because it's how you get to that place. So Jill could actually tell us everything about the entire show, but we'd still be like, yes, but how did that happen? How did she get hit by a car? Was it because that
Exactly.
she discovered someone? Was she asking someone? I don't know. All these things are just that's the fun part of the reveal.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the episode was called Escape from Shit Mountain.
Are you looking forward to any other Ryan Johnson alumni to show up in the show? And actually, is it getting a season 2? We don't even know, do we?
I have no idea.
I
Oh no,
haven't
yes, it
seen
has
any
been
announcements.
renewed on February
yay.
15. It's going to have a second
cool.
season, so expect more people to show up.
Perfect.
I hope to see everyone who's ever worked with Ryan Johnson. That means good news for you, Jill. That would be Chris Evans, Dave Bautista.
I doubt it.
Oh,
Any of
wow,
those
yeah.
people that could just show up, that'd be great.
Look, I really feel like it's got an Edward Norton vibe. I reckon he
Hmm.
could show up as a cameo.
I can
I hope he
imagine
turns
that.
up as the same tech guy from Glass Onion.
I'm looking at some of the cast for episodes down the track. I'm quite impressed. Like, you've got Claire Duvall and Rhea Perlman, but Luis Guzman, and then also Jamila Jalil, who I fucking enjoy a great deal.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a funny one.
Yeah.
That's
like
I think Quinny, that episode may speak to you in a very thespy way.
And Tuvok from Star Trek was
I
in
was
that
just gonna
episode
say,
too.
fucking Tim Russ.
Yeah. He was
I-
in the same episode with Luis Guzman.
Oh, amazing!
Yeah.
I'm super excited for that.
It also
and Nick Nolte was in that one too.
that also had a like that one that I was talking about, the Thespy one. Quinny has a good title for you, which is Exit Stage Death. So it's just kind of like, oh, that's funny. That's actually very, very funny. I'm with you.
That's the kind of episode title that I love. Something punny, but at the same time shit, and it's
Every single actor involved in that episode would have been sitting there going, yes, because that's exactly what you're after.
Nice. Yeah, I just I mean, also Tim Russ from Voyager, actually better known to the entire world as the guy from Spaceballs who's combing the desert and says, "We ain't found shit."
Not to be confused with Tupac, who was a rapper.
Oh yeah, Tuvok and Tupac, the other Vulcan.
And definitely not to be confused with Two Vicks, the worst fucking episode of Voyager ever. Where Neelix and Tuvok get smushed together into one person.
Fuck. Oh, why do you remind me of that one?
Just because I wanted to mention Neelix and go,
Don't mention Neelix. Well, I mean, look, have you got anything else you wanted to talk about in the spoil? There's no spoilers for this. Go out and watch it. It's a good TV dinner one. Like, put it on. You're gonna have a good time for, I don't know how long they go for. About half an hour.
30 minutes, maybe 40.
I think they're a pretty standard 45-minute.
45 minutes. You can have a good time. It's enough time to eat dinner and digest it. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to find something else for dessert.
Like, the thing I love about it is it feels so much like an old school TV show that I expect like the ad breaks to happen at certain times too.
Yeah, right.
Like TV used to be so much more structured before streaming because the actual beats of the show were measured to how long it was between ads. And this one still feels like it's got that structure.
Yeah. I mean, I for one am actually happy it's not doing that anymore because I hated having to watch television in a format decided for me by marketing. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
also there's a certain,
We've only got
you
6
know-
minutes to get this across. Oh, but that's not
Yeah.
enough time. I need to be able to do this. It's like, nope, 6 minutes. Go less. 4 minutes. This one's only 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to have to do this dramatic scene and have 9 ad breaks between it.
Well, yes, that part did.
I do not miss that at all.
No. But it did give the opportunity to have 3 cliffhangers at different points in each episode.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Sorry, I'm being nostalgia king tonight. I can't
Yeah.
take it otherwise. I'm sorry.
Just shut up or I'll take away your Transformers TV table.
No.
What have we got coming up?
Oh.
Oh, well, talking about water cooler TV.
Aha.
Yes. Next week we have the finale of The Last of Us, which we will be talking about the following night.
Yes.
My
So
word.
one day after, is it a full season? We're going to do the full wrap up. I mean, I'm just enjoying this for people who haven't played the game. I know how this TV
Yeah.
show ends.
We know this ends.
Again, I
Yes, and
like.
that's fine for you. No spoilers, please.
Yes, I like how they're just showing different bits of it and haven't deviated too much, but it's just still that same sort of thing. Like everything's fucked.
Yeah. I've been actually. I will say, if you've got the time and you're enjoying The Last of Us, before we talk about it or anything, well worth checking out the Last of Us podcast, the official podcast from HBO. Troy Baker, who was Joel, I think I've already said this on mic, but he was Joel in the game, is the host of it, but also in that last episode. Yeah.
Don't want to.
I just remembered that.
Shut up, Quinny. Shut up. I'll pull shapes.
Okay.
I'll get
Well,
my
I forgot yesterday was Monday.
Yeah. I'll
Don't
overrule.
watch it.
I'll keep playing Lady Gaga until you shut up again.
Okay, but what I will say is it's a fucking good podcast, and it's not just the usual kind of like, oh, we had this person and they're a really great actor and we really love it. It's not smoke blowing up everybody's asses or anything like that. It is actually a lot of really interesting stuff about why characters do what they do. It's talking to motivations. It's talking to, and it's Neil Druckmann and the main guy from the TV. So Neil Druckmann, who's the guy who created The Last of Us, the game, and is the head writer on the show, and the dude who did Chernobyl, whose name I can't remember.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah.
So basically, the people making the show, it's really fucking good. So I'd say get on to that.
And then we've got probably going to go see a bit of Shazam.
Shazam!
I shall not be seeing Shazam with you.
Oh.
For I will be going and watching Weird Al Yankovic.
Well, okay.
Hey!
Fine then.
But I will be trying to watch Shazam some other time between.
And then
now
John Wick. That's your homework for this week. It's watch The Last of Us and then Shazam and then John Wick.
All in one night. And Kretakanga asked the question, am I up to speed in watching Picard season 3?
Oh, I am.
And yes, me
Yes.
too.
This sounds like a
should
Star
have been
Trek
the
thing.
first season.
Yes.
This
if we
is just
have-
what the show should have been from the beginning.
Yes, exactly.
So you're telling me
I'm
I should just skip season 1 and 2 of Picard and just watch
100%.
Picard in season 3. Right, that-
100%.
110 fucking percent. Do not
Season
bother.
1 and 2 is just Patrick Stewart forgetting exactly what Jean-Luc Picard was, and then season 3 is like, oh, now I remember.
Yeah. I'm around a bunch of other people who are really good
Yeah.
at what they do.
It's
to be
like, let's
fair-
be honest, we just wanted a Next Generation reunion
Yep.
special, and this is the season for it.
To be fair, Jean-Luc Picard is very high there, or Patrick Stewart is very high these days. Let's be honest.
Oh, yes.
Yes. He
I
is
love how
he is a
this
massive
season-
advocate of weed.
I love how this season is. Let's guess how much their plastic surgery cost. Because Gates
Oh
McFadden
my
is like
God.
up to here. I'm like, girl,
Oh.
how sunken are your eye sockets, but your cheekbones are living? Like,
Yeah. I'm pretty
Down
sure
for it.
that her face was modeled after the Voyager.
Harsh but fair. I haven't seen it yet. So, well, then, if that's the case, I'm just going to skip season 1 and 2 and just go
please
straight
do.
from 3.
Honestly,
just go
man,
straight to
In a
it.
plot fashion.
I'll give you the précis. Season 1, some stuff happens with a bunch of characters you don't care about.
They're on a
Season-
winery and there's fake humans.
Yeah.
Great.
Season 2, there's a shit time travel thing, and
Oh,
Q's
it's like,
involved.
let's do that bit where
Q's
they
involved?
went back to the 60s.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
So
don't
fucking
use
Q again. I'm
Q.
like, yeah.
And
was the
Q is
worst.
handled so fucking badly, it's embarrassing.
Q
And
was the
then
worst.
season 3 is like, oh yeah, you know how you wanted that new season of Next Gen? Here,
This-
have it.
This is it.
Oh, sorry. The only good thing about season 1 is towards the end of season 1, where they finally actually run into some of the original Next Gen characters. You know, where fucking Riker and that. You know.
Yeah, yeah. But now they're
And-
just doing it again in this season.
Yes, and it's good.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I think Jonathan Frakes is the thing that makes me want to keep watching that show, just because the dude's so fucking charming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dear. All right. Well, that's been what we're doing. There's still other stuff out there, but hello. There we go. Look, there's more people in there.
Yeah.
Talking
Oh,
about,
hello. Karina's joined us.
Yes, let's talk about other
she's-
stuff coming up. 65 million in Scream 6. Fuck, I've given
Yes.
up on Scream. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I
what
watched the
fuck is
last
going on.
Scream. It was the same as the first one.
Yeah.
So
That's kind of where I'm at with it.
I don't know
so-
if I'm going to go to the movies for Scream 6.
Yes, and a palate
Yeah.
cleanser for dinosaurs since Jurassic World Dominion.
Oh,
Sure,
yeah.
I'm down with
Yeah.
that too.
I'm really keen for 65.
I'm just
Dinosaur Daddy.
No, I don't care for Adam Driver, but I do care about dinosaurs. Fucking shit up.
I am going to just like I think I'm going to do a thing where I'm going to eventually if I want to see dinosaurs and shit like that, I'm just going to watch Avatar 2, but I'm going to get it and I'm going to download it on my phone and watch it in increments as I go to and from work just to piss James Cameron off.
You know what I want from I found a Facebook post from like 15 years ago that popped up in my memories, and you know what it was? It was about Terra Nova. You know that
Hey.
fucking show that was made on the Gold Coast?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I remember
Um,
that very well.
yeah. So it was funny. It was like the last episode of Terra Nova where I'm like, oh god damn it, this show's over. But at the same time, fuck that show because they never rode a dinosaur. Like you make a TV show set in the future with lasers and stuff like that, and they never rode a dinosaur and gave us Dino Riders. Fuck you. So that's what I want 65 to be.
That's because
You want live action Dino Riders?
Fuck yes, I do.
that's what Terra Nova was supposed to be, but also they didn't have any budget at all.
You can have the dinosaurs running around through the woods over there.
Yeah,
Not here.
not here. You can't actually be in the same scene as a dinosaur. We don't have Phil Tippett. The dinosaurs will go crazy. All right, should we go and head on off and raid
Yeah.
someone, or shall we just run it at the end? What do you think?
Um,
What should we do?
At the moment, I can't see anybody live that we
Right.
would be able to raid. So you know what?
That's
Let's just say fuck it and have a lovely night.
Yeah.
Everybody
Go off and have
relax
some TV dinner and go and watch yourself some poker face.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know
Now's
what
a
that
good time for it. At
Yeah.
8:30, that's about the right
That's
time
a
for
perfect
a
time.
murder mystery.
That's what we're
show.
supposed to do.
Yeah.
Just a short one, not for
Yeah.
5 hours. Anyway, join us next week for The Last of Us, and I'm going to go watch The Last of Us right now.
Same.
Yeah, and The
Enjoy.
Mandalorian and the rest tomorrow. Yay! All right, okay.
Yay.
We'll see you
Well,
later.
you're in peak Pedro days.
Peak Pedro. Bye.
I wanna live in a world full of heroes, not sit here counting zeros in a cubicle downtown. I wanna look out my window, see 'em flying, and swing across the horizon as I cheer 'em on so proud. Deep-powered girl keeps staring at her face, and call Colossus and have 'em teach me ways, and then we'd exercise. I'd be one of the guys